on this episode of Florida Sport Fishing TV.
Right there.
Yeah, let's go get another one. Yeah.
Oh, you got one on your bait. You got one on your bait.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
CV Boats presents Florida Sport Fishing, television for the avid angler, powered by Mercury Marine. Florida Sport Fishing TV proudly utilizes and endorses Taco Marine, makers of Shade Fin, a lightweight, versatile shade system that easily attaches into rod holders, tops, and arches for convenient portable boat shade. Shade Fin, shadow in seconds. Boat Outfitters, where owners and builders go for replacement parts and hard-to-find hardware. Tropic Trailer, Florida's largest dealer, has the right trailer at the right price.
All right, just checked our pinfish traps. Got a bunch of beautiful baits. And getting ready to head offshore here. Hey guys, welcome to Florida Sport Fishing TV. I'm Captain Mike. I'm my brother co-hosting the show here today, Mayor. We're aboard our Mercury-powered CB390Z outside of Marathon in the Florida Keys, and we're going mutton snapper fishing. Called them up, said, hey man, the bite is hot, or it certainly has been hot, with some really, really big fish. Nice trophy-sized mutton snappers. So get in your truck, get on down here. Let's see if we can get on top of these things. Now here it is, late January, wintertime in the Keys. Most of the country's blanketed in snow, you know, and we've got some chilly conditions here today, mid-60s. You know, hopefully it warms up a little bit. Little breezy, little chop. You know, this is what we deal with down here in the winter. But we're certainly gonna make the best of it, that's for sure. So we're gonna run offshore, hit some wrecks that I wanna fish, some small little pieces in anywhere from 150 to 250 scattered around, and see if we can get on top of these things. You know, they're real finicky, these big muttons. Again, we're not talking about the 18 to 20-inch fish. We're talking about the monsters, you know, the 30-inch muttons, the full-grown jumbos. So we're ready to go here, and
hopefully we can put some big ones in the boat.
Yeah, let's go give it hell. You ready? Let's do it. Rig starts with a live pinfish, VMC number 738970 inline circle hook right through both lips, right from the chin up, right there. You want that circle hook fully exposed. And we've got the rig on a 50-foot leader, 50 feet of diamond presentation, 40-pound fluorocarbon. Do you need the fluorocarbon? No. Is it a nice added benefit, the abrasion resistance? You know, it's practically invisible, it's stealthy, really, really nice. And when it comes to these muttons, anything that you can do to lean the odds in your favor is going to be a huge advantage, because they are really, really smart. They have great eyesight. If it doesn't smell right, look right, move right, they're not gonna touch it. And you can see we've got our mono leader tied to our braid with a very small streamlined Albright knot. Really, really small, trimmed real tight right there. And hopefully you can see that easy in and out of the guides. A couple of feet up is a loop tied into braid. Take your time tying that loop, okay? Make sure you know how to tie a loop knot into braid. And if you do it properly, it's gonna hold, you know, it's not gonna weaken the line. From there, just doing this real slow, I've got anywhere from a 8 to 16 ounce bank sinker, depending on the conditions, tied with a very small little tight knot, again, trimmed real carefully, 100-pound mono. I don't go with the light mono. My intention is not to break the sinker off. The heavy mono prevents it from tangling with the braid. Small little barrel swivel, because that's gonna spin like crazy. That's put right on the loop. Okay, as you can see, that snap is just snapped right to the loop. And at this stage, we're ready to deploy. I'm gonna throw it out away from the boat a little, just to spread out that leader. I don't want that leader coming back up and you know, helicoptering, so to speak, around the main line. So chuck it out away from the boat, thumb on the spool, let it hit the bottom, crank it up a few cranks off the bottom so that sinker's not bouncing on the bottom. You're fishing with the reel locked up with the drag set, rod doubles over, you got them on. All right, just getting started here. Winter time, Florida Keys, middle of January, end of January actually, close. And nice conditions to do a little wreck fishing, a little blustery. These wrecks here off the entire stretch of the Keys will hold a variety of different species. Could be anything from blackfin tunas, cobias, amberjacks, mutton snapper, African pompano, the list goes on and on. So you're not specifically targeting one species, you're really just, it's a tactic, it's a technique, because you can't determine what eats your bait, right? Now I hit the bottom here, and what I want to do is just crank up a couple cranks. I don't want my sinker bouncing on the reef, bouncing on the wreck, or on any of that broken bottom. That'll spook the muttons. So you hit the bottom, reel it up a few cranks. Under these conditions, blowing, you know, 15 plus, a little choppy, you've got to fish a jig with some weight, 250 grams. That's the Mobster 250 right there. All right, you want that jig to get to the bottom as quickly as possible and to stay vertical.
Whoa, baby.
Nice.
Whoa, baby. Maybe you can watch that jig you're on.
I'm coming, I'm coming. Way off the spot here, so that's good. Typically, you know, I like to hook these fish away from the structure that we're fishing, because that structure is typically what's going to hold the sharks. And the big sharks are a problem here in the Keys. They love to eat the mutton snappers. Hopefully we can get on the board here. It's been a tough morning. But you know, again, it's that, I have to stress, it's that consistency and persistence and, you know, staying in the game and keeping that mental mindset.
Can't give up.
You know, you just can't give up. You can't get frustrated. Some days the bites come one after the other. Some days they're far and few between when you're targeting these big quality fish out here on the wrecks. It's not easy. But if you put in the time, you're gonna get your shots. You're not gonna land every fish. Different things are gonna happen. They're gonna exploit every single weak link, but you're gonna win some.
Rigging Station, proudly presented by VMC, your expert in hooks.
Hey guys, welcome to this episode's Rigging Station. If you're just getting caught up here, we're on board our Mercury-powered SeaHunter. We're wreck fishing off the Florida Keys, targeting the mutton snapper. Now, there's a couple of different ways to fish for the muttons that are real important for you to know, because some days one outproduces the other. When it comes to fishing live bait, we talked about our rig with our dropper loop and our bank sinker and the long, you know, 40 to 50 foot leader. Some guys will even fish a 70-foot leader to prevent from spooking that fish from that lead. Once that bait hits the bottom, you turn the handle a couple times, lift that sinker up off the bottom a few feet, rod goes in a rod holder, 7/0 VMC circle hook, and really at that point you're just waiting for a fish to come by, eat the bait, rod doubles over, and boom, you're hooked up. Now another, and perhaps equally if not more effective way to fish for the muttons, is actively fishing for them. This is a different rig. It's a fish finder rig, 30-foot leader, an egg sinker with a barrel swivel. He's dropped it to the bottom, and you can see he's slowly feeding line out. He's keeping that lead right on the bottom as the boat drifts along. He's just slowly paying line out. Very, very stealthy and sneaky. Now you get a bite, there's no mistaking it. You could feel that bite right in your hand. You let that fish take off. He doesn't feel any resistance whatsoever. And once the fish is smoking line and you're convinced he's got that bait in his mouth, you lock up, let the circle hook do its thing, and again, you're tight. So a couple different ways to fish for him. You can do it with a conventional outfit. Here in the Florida Keys, your charter boats, a lot of guys use spinning outfits because they're just easier to use for tourists who are unfamiliar with this type of tackle. We're fishing the Talica 12s, the 2-speed Talica 12s conventionals. So again, it's a matter of preference, but do it right and you're gonna stay tight. All right, a little bit more. He was just floating.
Yep, he was just coming up.
Easy, easy.
Ooh, he's fighting me like crazy.
Oh yeah. All right, just take it easy.
And that's not, oh, you got one on your bait. You got one on your bait.
There you go. You're good. Big mutton. Big mutton. Big mutton. Just get him up in there head first.
He's in there.
There you go. Beautiful
Woo!
fish. Beautiful fish.
Nice. You're still hooked up?
What a giant. That's a beautiful mutton you got. I went over, hopefully it was a patch of them. My brother up in the bow just got a beautiful, beautiful mutton snapper, maybe 30 inches. I got crushed on my bait here. Feels like the same.
Yeah, I look back and your rod was just getting hammered.
Oh.
Swimming up. Pulled off?
Oh, God. Pulled off, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Now that one right there, he's probably teenager, 12 to 15 years old, something like that. They'll get to 20 pounds. They'll get definitely bigger than that. But that's a beautiful fish right there.
Look at it, just inhaled that pinfish.
Oh, yeah, he did. But that's what we're after. That's one of the prizes out here,
Beautiful
on
fish.
these wrecks, are these big mutton snappers. So let's go
another
get
one.
another one. Yep. Crushed on the pinfish here. Hey, if you're just joining us, welcome back to Florida Sport Fishing TV. Really great show, spending a lot of time talking about all of the tactics and techniques that we use wreck fishing down here, and a lot of different ways to target the mutton snappers. Trophy fish, that's what these really are out here in these wrecks. They're big, they're mean, they're strong, and they're smart. And I'll tell you what, being successful requires a lot of effort. I really look at every fish as just a huge success. A lot of preparation, proper execution, and some luck. And I'll tell you what, today, we've had a mix of a little bit of everything. We pulled a hook on a couple really quality fish. I'm praying that doesn't happen again here. This thing is just digging back for the bottom. There he is. So strong. And it's about finesse. These are big, big, strong fish. They dig for the bottom, but you've got to have a level of finesse. It's not just beat them up, you got to push your tackle to the limits, but not beyond it. You work so hard to get out here and to get the bite. Enjoy the fight. I certainly am.
I don't want to hear nothing.
All right, we're coming up now.
But you got the right one on there, I can tell you that.
One, dude. Look at him just digging.
Yep, you're doing the...
Yep.
You're trying to get his head back down towards the bottom.
Pros Tip, proudly presented by DeBro Fishing. Innovative tackle storage solutions for every venue. Learn more online.
So, we were talking about how long to fish a spot. I like to use a 3 drift rule. I'll drift down one side of the wreck, and prior to even getting set up, I'll get right on top of the spot. I'll hit the fish it, drift it feature on the Furuno. It'll tell me exactly where I need to set up in order to drift alongside that wreck. I'll do one long drift, I'll do another drift on the other side, and then maybe a 3rd drift right down the center. Okay, not over top of the structure. I don't want to be over top of the structure, but I'll start just down current of it and drift down. And if I don't see any life, any good bites, put any quality fish in the boat after 3 drifts, I'm off to another spot. It's that simple. I may come back to this spot, depending on the conditions, what changes throughout the day, but that's kind of my rule, the 3 drift rule. Now, if you catch a fish, get a good bite, miss a fish, whatever, if something exciting happens, that resets it, right? So if on your 3rd drift you catch a nice mutton or a cobia, you're back to ground zero. You know, guys will ask why I fish an 8-foot rod for the muttons, and you can see it's just more leverage. It's easier to flip that bait and the lead out away from the boat. It's easier to keep it away from the boat if I need to. You know, if the fish goes under the boat, whatever type of, you know, whatever species. So I really enjoy that 8-foot rod and prefer it when I'm wreck fishing. But not necessary. You can get away with, you know, whatever level of tackle that you have. Just get out here and do it. Oh, and he's not giving up.
No way.
Just digging.
Getting there though, right?
Yeah, getting there.
I'll grab the sinker when I see it.
There's our lead, nice and easy. Nice and easy.
You're free, you're free.
There's our fish. Go ahead and grab a net.
Got the net right here.
Big mutton, big mutton.
Oh yeah, baby.
Now that's exactly what we're looking for right there.
That's when
What a beautiful fish. Head first right into the net, baby. Come on, the daddy. Right there. Woo! Oh yeah. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
Look at that
what a
one.
monster.
Look at that hook too.
Wow.
Look at that. Oh, two.
No,
Oh,
just
just
one.
the one.
Yeah. But look, he was good. He was in there.
He was in there.
He was always in there good, but still a little bit of slack line.
Comes right out.
Right there, you know, so important to keep that line tight. You just saw it. That fish could shake its head and easily come off.
Beautiful.
Beautiful colors, hard fighter, incredible sense of smell with those nostrils. He'll approach a bait. He's got great eyesight. He'll look at it, he'll study it before he commits. And clearly, look at that mouth. He'll just suck that up. He's got vicious little jaws up on top, on the bottom. Anything that goes down that throat is not coming out alive. That's for sure. And that right there, baby, is what it's all about. Marathon muttons.
Florida Sport Fishing TV proudly utilizes and endorses Salt Life sunglasses, unparalleled polarized protection with anti-glare properties and special coatings to repel water and oil. Jigs R Us, a massive selection of slow pitch jigs in stock and ready for delivery. Free shipping at jigsrus.com, and your entire order will arrive rigged and ready to fish.
It's one of the most valuable tools that you could have, a pair of Fujinon stabilized binoculars. While we're wreck fishing here in that 150 to 250 range, I'm periodically glancing the horizon offshore and looking for pods of frigate birds that oftentimes in the winter, they'll pile up on feeding blackfin tunas. So that's, you know, would be a jackpot, right? But you can't see them with the naked eye if they're, you know, more than quarter, half a mile away, whatever it may be. So that right there, it's not only for safe navigation, but one of the most important fishing tools that you could have. And the stabilization just is a game changer, no question. That's a big one. Big bait for a big mutton. You really got to handle these things with care. Gloves, you've watched us wear gloves all day because see those little needles right there? That's really what they are. And if you handle pinfish all day without gloves, your hands will feel like little pin cushions. So you really need to wear gloves while you're I don't want to say while you're mutton snapper fishing, but while you're fishing pinfish for sure. You're just handling them all day long and tear you up. Tear you up.
Do another one.
Another fish on.
Another one.
Doubled up.
Doubled up.
Yeah, we're doubled up.
Doubled up.
There he is. Oh,
Check the
slob.
drag on that.
This goes to show, like you said, that both methods work. You were feeding your bait out,
And had another one.
and then you had this bait sitting in a rod holder,
Yep.
and we hooked up on both. And the advantage, of course, of fishing this out of the rod holder is it frees you up to fish another bait. So you can double your odds, and that other bait may be a live bait, maybe a jig. Now we're way away from that structure, you know, that's the key. Don't fish so tight to the wreck. A lot of guys will tell you fish on top of it. Yeah, if you want to catch amberjacks, you want to catch the muttons, fish away from it. You know, off to the side. Get away from it. They're roaming around the entire structure. I'll tell you what, guys, we're gonna land these fish. Hope you had an absolutely awesome time watching this episode. You know, I can tell you my brother and I certainly had a great time out here fishing for these muttons. We got two beautiful fish on right now. We've got beautiful fish in the box. We've lost some, we've won some. But that's
fishing.
That's fishing, and that's mutton snapper fishing for sure. Make sure you join Florida Sport Fishing TV Plus at Fsftv.com. 300 plus instructional videos that are going to keep you hooked up. Great fight, great battles. I wish you could just feel the power of these fish on the end of the line.
It's amazing. Right into the net?
Right into the net. There you go.
I got it.
Oh.
All right, let me get this ready for you. Oh my God, this is
That's
a
a
big
jumbo. That's a jumbo. All right, grab my lead right here. And I got a little bit of a mess going on. There's another big mutton. Another big mutton.
There you go.
All right. Nice.
Watch that.
Got it. Got it. Oh, yeah. Now that
Look
right
at
there,
those
let's
two.
get these guys out of the net. Oh, man. And there it is.
Look at
Right
that.
there. Jumbos. Right there. Hey, we'll see you next week on another exciting episode of Florida Sport Fishing TV.
Look at these
Our
babies.
goal is to make you a more successful angler. Oh,
And who doesn't
slap.
want to catch more muttons like
Right.
this?
Beautiful, baby, beautiful.
Woo!
Connect with the crew on Instagram at Florida Sport Fishing TV. Catch our extreme seminar series at www.fsftv.com and get hooked up.